The Cebuano Balitaw. The Balitaw is a representative Cebuano love debate in song and dance by a man and a woman who alternately display witty ideas on a variety of subject matters. It is a communal form of entertainment during harvest and other occasions. Having no definite authorship, this popular poetic form has been orally handed down from our ancestors. According to Maria Colina Gutierrez, the Balitaw had been in the islands long before the Spaniards came. In her study, The Cebuano Balitaw and How It Mirrors Visayan Culture and Folk Life, she writes that the Balitaw fits in with Edwin Loeb's definition of a love song that was common among the cattle raisers of Europe and Africa. This love song is antiphonal in character, part of which is sung by the man and part is sung by the woman, and they are in rhymed verse. Gutierrez notes that from these significant facts, of which the Balitaw is a kind, it may have been diffused from the region of northern India and South China, where the pastoral nomads may have settled for a while. The nomads must have moved southward and must have come into contact with the Malays of southern Asia. Alternating songs were found in Annam, Tongkong, and Sumatra. Gutierrez believes that the alternating songs were introduced into the Philippines by the first wave of Malays between 12,000 to 8,000 BC, as are found in the Dayin song and dance of the Lepanto Igorots, the love song sung during courtship by both sexes in the Isnegs of Abra, and the O Agayam Galayaman of the Apayaws. Among the Christian Filipinos, these alternating songs, or song and dance jousts, are especially popular in the luwa of the Ilonggos, the balitaws of the Bicolanos and Cebuanos, the dalot of the Ilocanos, and the ismailing of the Warays. The etymology of the term balitaw, according to Bernabe Capili, might have come from the Spaniards, who must have labeled the dance movements valse, or waltz, which the natives corrupted into the term bal and linked this with the term tao or tao to produce balitaw, a dance of the people. The introduction of the harp by the Spaniards gave the balitaw a more melodious accompaniment, although there was always the coconut shell guitar that was readily available to go together with the performance. When the people gathered together in work or at merrymaking, the balitaw was always at hand to tickle the hearts of the men and women. Even when the cities and poblaciones became the centers of Spanish cultural influences, the balitaw kept its place in the rural areas of the country. Gutierrez notes that social gatherings usually opened with a balitaw. It was a highlight of agricultural festivals. In the evening, when the day's work was done, the harvesters would huddle around a clearing, and to the strains of guitar music, a pair danced around and exchanged witty remarks and verses in song, while the crowd, tired from the day's work, laughed and yelled in enjoyment. Oftentimes, it was a contest between the sexes. Whoever was outwitted was replaced, and the audience took turns booing whoever was defeated or applauding whoever was successful. The Balitaw structure is simple. It consists of the exchange of greetings before the performers introduce themselves to each other.
Maayong gabi kaninyong tanan, nga niya karon ning kalingawan, kining akong paghatag og katahuran, way gipili bata, tigulang ug mga kahigalaan. Kay tapos na ang akong pagtahod, dinhi day sa imong atubangan, mangutana ako kanimo sa tinuod, tabi kinsa may imong ngalan. Ako usab ikaw tug-anan, handuma ang mga katamis, si Tonyo ang akong ngalan, ang bansagon ko mao si Tamatis.
The main action consists of the man's statement of his proposal, which the woman then challenges until she finally accepts the suit. The general characteristics of the balitaw are anonymity of authorship, spontaneity of expression, debate of wits, memory and creativity, repetition of lines, and the use of refrain and didacticism. There are two Balitaw formats. First is the standard antiphonal Balitaw, which is unwritten since it relies mainly on the singer's ability to rhyme and for harmoniously setting the verse to music. In this form, the couples depend on their innate skills to compose witty verses to fit the subject matter required, as well as the rhythm provided by the accompaniment.
Sa kadaghang nagpahiyo, ikaw na gayon ang akong naitkan.
Yaw ako sa moka, kumin kang suoka, nga napatpat ni dapitan. Ang katujuan mo ondo, di ang mahitabo, kahit kalitin ka man lang ni Boto.
Ako itay sa buhanon, tumatinod-anon, sa dakbayan nga paangkoon. Pangalian Santo Niño, inday bawi, na nagbunga ang among katugin.
Dubulanon, umabahiyon, ang kaliwan ko, patay ko. Kung imong pa naman tamasan, undo pag-andam-andam, sigat buhay, among kagitan.
Ay pastilan, ikot mata, tinalian, sa mubok na panahon na sakpan. Cebuanon o Pulanon, nagkauyon, sa tugmang among ihandog.
The second is the Balitaw Romansada, an offshoot of the traditional form wherein to vary the monotony of the song, a third person was added to sing alone. This third person could not participate in the antiphonal singing of the Balitaw couple, so he or she either sang to lament his or her fate or glory in his or her luck. The most popular composer of the Balitaw Romansada is Rafael Gandiongco, who has also been called the father of the Cebuano Balitaw. Ang Dalaga sa Bukid is his most famous Balitaw. Another composer, Manuel Velez, is well known for Sa Kabukiran, which has also been sung in a Tagalog version by Sylvia Latorre.
Sa kabukiran, layo ang kasakit, ang kalanggaman ay nanag-awit. Mauy gainding, mga paghadla, mga paraygay, mga kudyaka. Ang hinuyoy, naglanoy-lanoy sa kadahunan, o kabulakan sa kadahunan, o kabulakan, o kinabuhi, lunlun kalipay, gawas hamili, way ikagmahay.
The Balitaw's composition is mostly written in the major key of C, which is used for the jolly and spirited mood, while the minor key comes under the key of A for the sentimental and pathetic mood. The Balitaw stanza is a common meter quatrain or a ballad stanza. The melody into which the lyrics are woven is stereotyped and fixed. Within the stanza, no specific conventional meter is used for a line, but slurring and the sinalifa are used to keep up with the rhythm. Since the flow of thought is faster than its vocal expression, the rhyme scheme also does not have a fixed pattern. The rhyme scheme may vary from ABAB.
Ang gisugo ni tatay mo kanako, nga iya kanakong gipatungan. Mao kuno nga ang usa ka balay nga dako, nga ato kuno sing pagapuy-an.
To an AABB.
Tinuod ang imong katarungan, nga supak ang akong ginikanan. Apan wala gayod sila'y mahimo, kay ako man kining gitino.
Or even an AAAA pattern.
Ako ikaw tonyong pasaligan, nga ako gayud silang talikdan. Kay supak na kana sa kalagdaan, dili ako buot ilang pakaulawan.
Gutierrez observes that rhyme in the Balitaw verse is not a perfect rhyme, rather an assonance. In 1910, Pedro Alfafara and Nicolasa Cañiban, popularly known as Pedro and Colasing, began their successful career as a famous Balitaw couple. They toured the entire province of Cebu dancing the Balitaw. They were especially called to dance during town fiestas, carnival celebrations, Christmas time, on New Year's Eve, and other holiday celebrations around towns in Bohol, Leyte, Negros Oriental, and even as far as Mindanao. Indong Colasing practically became synonymous with the Balitaw. Wherever they went, people awaited their coming just as we await the coming of celebrities. Oftentimes, a band would meet them at their arrival and usher them to the town where they would sing for the night. Another couple, Antonio and Josefa Bohol, also known as Tonyo and Pasing, popularized the Balitaw through radio and stage performances until the 1970s. They also starred as Balitaw dancers in the Cebuano movie entitled Garbosa in 1956. The couple was also featured in radio programs such as the Visayan Troubadours, directed by Ben Zubiri, and the Balitaw Hour, aired over the DYRC station from February 1948 until June 1950. In modern Cebuano culture, it had been subject to several modifications in form, such as the drama Balitaw, where innovations were added. A stage with a backdrop and furnishings, and the cast can be more than two, although the Balitaw couple are still the mainstays. The Balitaw had also been incorporated into the motion picture as it struggled with foreign influences against its demise as a living tradition. Piyux Cabahar immortalized the Balitaw in his first movie production with Tor Villarino entitled Rosas Pangdan. The film was about a mountain girl who lived a simple yet virtuous life. She was a Balitaw singer and a dancer extraordinaire. The Balitaw reflects different aspects of Cebuano life and customs. It also embodies the Cebuanos' sentiments, attitudes, and values. Most of the time, it is a reaction of the people to the environment, to work such as farming, fishing, and palm toddy gathering, and to the joys and sorrows of life. Relationships between men and women, domestic problems, as well as challenges of love and married life give rise to the big bulk of the Balitaw's composed. The Balitaw has struggled to survive through years of competition with foreign music and dance, neglect, and apathy. Activities initiated by the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, the Cultural Center of the Philippines, and other local organizations interested in preserving indigenous cultural traditions provide venues for the Balitaw's endurance, no matter how scarce or limited. It is therefore up to us to keep this tradition alive.